Good evening, Broncos. I'm Jocelyn Schifferdecker.
And I'm Jessica Higgs. Welcome to UCentral News. Florida officials started issuing evacuations this morning as Ian is likely heading for the state. The National Hurricane Center says the tropical storm has now strengthened to a Category 1 hurricane. We are now getting word that it will likely strengthen to a Category 4. Oklahoma is sending out response teams, but first, CNN's Amy Kiley has more on preparations in Florida.
We certainly don't want to be on the main stage of Ian.
Florida officials say evacuation orders could start early today in preparation for Ian. That's especially important for people who need extra time.
Potentially assisted living facilities, nursing homes, maybe even some hospitals that might be in harm's way.
Forecasters are still working out Ian's precise path, but they say people across Florida should prepare for the worst, from heavy rain to dangerous storm surge.
We may end up having a hurricane that reduces in strength as it comes onshore, but that envelope of water is still going to be a Cat 4 storm surge because you just can't make that go away.
That's why these people in Tampa are loading up on sandbags.
You need to hide from the wind and run from the water.
Tampa's mayor says the city's been preparing its stormwater system to accommodate Ian. She says if people have to evacuate,
you don't have to go to another state. We're just saying get inland someplace that may be safe.
The state says it's partnering with FEMA to have resources ready.
We do house on the ready 1 million gallons of water, 2 million meals.
But that doesn't mean people should ignore evacuation orders.
You don't want to be that family or that individual that calls for help and first responders can't get to you.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
And in response to Hurricane Ian, Oklahoma gas and energy officials stated that OG&E sent out 95 line restoration employees as support personnel in the event of power outages. Oklahoma Red Cross is accepting donations to help those in need in Florida.
And we just watched Hurricane Fiona completely wipe through Puerto Rico, and now Ian could also affect other Americans. Amber, what can you tell us?
Right now, the information that we know is that this Category 1 hurricane was official this morning around 2 to 4 a.m. And they said that this hurricane is going to be really strong and very powerful and will possibly turn into a Category 4 when it reaches Florida. Now, it is currently in Cuba, but it will reach into Florida in the next couple of days. Now, let's touch on Oklahoma for just a brief second. 83 up here, right, as we can see right now. Feels like 81, so it feels actually pretty great outside. We're getting into those fall temperatures at the moment, which is going to be great for all of us right now. Now, we'll touch on Jupiter after the break, and we're going to touch on Hurricane Ian for a little bit. Now, this hurricane is going to be very powerful, very strong, and it is going to impact Florida residents and people that are visiting Florida. It will impact you very much so please evacuate or find a safe spot if you can, because this hurricane is no joke. It is going to be a very big, serious thing. Now we're going to touch on Oklahoma once again. Fall temperatures are starting to slowly come into Oklahoma, so if you're ready for fall, just like me, and I think everybody else can say this as well, y'all are going to be pretty excited about this. Now, looking at our temperatures right now, it is 83 in Oklahoma City, 85 up in Tulsa, 79 in Miami. Y'all are feeling pretty good over there. 90 in Idabel, though. That must feel horrible, and I'm so sorry that you all are experiencing these temperatures. Now, Jessica and Jocelyn, I have a little bit of fun fact. My dad just moved back from Florida like a week ago, and it has been absolutely insane. And he was like, I wish I could experience a hurricane, and now he's never going to. So I'm kind of glad he's back. So like, he doesn't have to experience what could possibly happen with all this.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy that your dad literally just moved back from Florida.
Well, we're glad he is here and he will be safe, and we don't have any severe weather in our forecast, at least now, and he can enjoy some cooler temperatures here.
And of course, we will continue to update you as Hurricane Ian develops. An Edmond Police Department released an update on Edmond Officer Sergeant Joe Wells. Wells's doctors have categorized his condition as critically injured and on maximum life support after being in a high-speed chase with a drunk driver this past weekend. Sergeant Wells was driving a motorcycle when the perpetrator, Garrett Trammell, hit him head-on. Trammell is in custody.
And 2 new bus routes are possibly coming to Edmond CityLink. Tomorrow at 4 p.m., city officials will hear from the public about the proposed routes. Routes 5 and 6 will service the I-35 corridor and the Broadway Avenue Boulevard corridor 6 days a week. CityLink bus routes are free for all UCO students, and these new routes could make for easier transportation.
And beginning at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, UCO commuters may need to take alternate routes. Fretz Drive, just north of 15th Street, will be closed for pavement repairs. The 15th Street eastbound turn lane onto Fretz Drive will also be closed. With weather permitting, the road will reopen to traffic this Thursday afternoon.
And with the general election just 42 days away, students have less than 3 weeks to register to vote in time to participate on November 8th. UCentral's Promise Hill shows how students can register without even leaving campus.
Good evening, Broncos. I'm here in the student engagement office where students can come to get registered to vote. From now until October 14th, staff members will be on standby to answer any questions and assist you in the process. Have until October 7th to drop the registration off in order to get submitted to the state election board.
Thanks, Promise. And the Mass Communication Department will host its annual Media Ethics Conference on October 4th. This year's theme, The Future of Media. Will ethics be a part of it? The conference will begin at 9:30 a.m. and last until 3 p.m. All attendees can join the conference in room 120 or via Facebook Live. All UCO students are encouraged to join. The lineup of speakers include the Frontiers' Reese Gorman and UCO alum Micah Wilson.
And Jocelyn, Jupiter is going to be as big as the moon tonight in the sky.
It's crazy, and it has not been this close in 59 years. Amber Poston has more with the weather when we return.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt,
Such a weirdo.
excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back. And today, NASA will launch an asteroid-annihilating spacecraft named DART, which is short for Double Asteroid Redirection Test. The spacecraft's mission is to make contact with Didymos, a rather harmless asteroid, in an attempt to demonstrate the space station's preparedness in the event of a real space-related disaster. According to NASA officials, there is a 0% chance the explosion will threaten Earth.
Good afternoon, Broncos. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Amber Poston. Now we're going to touch on Oklahoma and a bunch of other places as well. But let's start here. 93 up here in Edmond currently, and it feels like 81 degrees outside. So it feels pretty good outside, and I hope y'all are enjoying this weather as much as I am, because it is giving us a little bit of a break from that heat that we experienced last week. So I'm pretty happy about that. I don't know about y'all, but it's going to be a pretty good week, as I can say so right now. Now, Jupiter. This one's really exciting. I'm a space nerd, so like this is really cool. Jupiter will be the closest to Earth in 59 years, and it will not be seen like this again until 2129. So Jupiter will be out and is as big as the moon tonight. We'll be seeing a bunch of moons throughout in Jupiter, and it will be as close to us as the moon would usually, not as close, as big as the moon would be. Now, if you guys want to see that tonight, go outside around dusk or sunset, and you'll be able to see it tonight. Now, if you have that chance, I'd say do so, because that's one thing in a lifetime that you never get to experience. Hurricane Ian, we touched on this just a little bit, but people that are living in Florida are in danger and have been requested to leave Florida as soon as they possibly can, because it is going to be very dangerous, and this hurricane could turn into a Category 4 hurricane. So this is no joke, guys. So please be careful. If you have any other family members out there, please inform them about this if they do not already know. Now, fall temperatures are slowly coming into Oklahoma, which is really good for people that have been waiting for fall, and it has been a long time waiting for these. Now, we're going to be going to our map currently. It is going to be 83 degrees out in Oklahoma City, 84 up in Guymon, and 79 up in Miami. So y'all are feeling pretty good down there, but my people up in Idabel, you are not going to be feeling quite the best at the moment. 55 up in tonight that we will be seeing, and we'll have a really nice breeze. It'll feel quite like fall tonight. So I hope y'all can enjoy that. Now, 57 up in Oklahoma City tonight. In Lawton is going to be 55, up in Guymon 50, but my fellas in Miami and Idabel 47 and 48. Y'all are going to be feeling some pretty good temperatures right now. 89 up in Oklahoma City today, and tomorrow, but a bunch of 90s throughout the state as well. And 89 up in Guymon. Idabel and Miami will be feeling some lower mid 80s. So I hope you all enjoy that up there. Now, looking at our temperatures today, if y'all had the time to step outside, or if you were walking on campus, it felt absolutely stunning outside. It felt great outside. You had a light, nice breeze, and you had some quite beautiful sunshine as well. Right now it is 84, and tonight it will be 55. So you will be seeing a little bit of that cooler look right at the moment. So here is our weekly forecast at the moment. So it's going to be 83 today, 89, and a bunch of lower 80s throughout the week. Those 90s are starting to go away. We'll be seeing a bunch of those good temperatures coming in slowly but surely, and those 55s, 57s throughout the state.
I'm just in shock. No 90s on there.
I know, right? Like lower 80s, the 50s for the low. Like I know. Can't wait.
I walked out this morning and I was like, oh, I'm freezing. I love it.
Like I was actually a little chilly. It was really nice. I had a cardigan.
I know. I'm wearing a sweater. Yay.
And coming up, Putin grants citizenship to a U.S. citizen. What does this mean for future dual citizens?
And a school in Russia is mourning the loss of at least 15 people from a deadly shooting this morning. More on that after the break.
Back and change it all. I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah! Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
In the land of wonder and awe, you won't believe you see what you saw. Where there's something to do for young and for old, where stories are written and then they're retold. Visit travelok.com today. Come see for yourself and come out to play.
Edward Snowden has lived in Russia since 2013, but he can now officially call it his home. The former NSA contractor has been granted Russian citizenship. An official decree on the issue was published on the Kremlin's government portal on Monday. Snowden previously admitted to leaking information about U.S. surveillance programs to the media. He's facing up to 30 years in prison in the U.S. for espionage charges. Snowden and his wife applied for Russian citizenship in 2020.
And this morning, a gunman opened fire in a school in central Russia, killing at least 15 people and wounding 24 others before shooting himself dead. Russia's investigation committee identified the gunman as a 34-year-old, a graduate of the same school, and said he was wearing a black T-shirt bearing, quote, Nazi symbols. No details about his motives have been released.
Kremlin spokesperson described the shooting as, quote, a terrorist act, unquote, and said Russian President Vladimir Putin has given all necessary orders to relevant authorities. As Russia implements a draft for soldiers to continue the war in Ukraine, people are flooding the border between Russia and Georgia. Images and social media video from the border crossing between Russia and Georgia show long lines of stationary traffic through a mountain pass. Drone video uploaded from the area suggests there are hundreds of vehicles gathered on the Russian side, with witnesses saying that people are waiting up to 48 hours to cross into Georgia. Several videos show additional Russian security forces arriving at the border in an armored personnel carrier.
An opposition politician in Georgia spoke out about the sudden influx, saying, quote, we have been pushing government to introduce visas and or close the borders, end quote. At the moment, the border appears to still be open.
And the UCO Bronco football team had a major victory this weekend against the number 2 team in the country.
That's right, and America's team plays tonight on Monday Night Football. UCentral's Brooke Niver has all the details after this.
Yo, what just happened to my content?
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt,
Such a weirdo.
excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back. I'm Brooke Niver with your sports update. The women's rowing team just welcomed their new head coach, Jennifer Gilbert. Gilbert is from Australia and has more than 20 years of experience as a rowing coach. She has 3 NCAA Division II national team championships, 4 varsity 8+ titles, and 2 more varsity 4+ titles. She has coached high school, college, and numerous clubs throughout her career. For the past 2 years, Gilbert has been coaching at the U.S. Rowing National High Performance Center in Oklahoma City. UCO tennis players Boyer and Bunchuk head to the ITA Cup following the win from this weekend's ITA Regional Championship. This duo is at 8-0 this fall with 5 straight victories from this past weekend and are looking like strong contenders for the regional championship in October. The duo has 2 weeks to prepare themselves for the regional championship in Rome, Georgia. Hockey season has officially started. The Broncos opened the 2022 season against the number 9 ranked Maryville University. Central split the weekend with Maryville, both putting 1 win and 1 loss under their belts. UCO took a hard 2-1 loss Friday, but came back Saturday to defeat the Saints 6-5. The Broncos are on the road this weekend to defend their WCHL title at Colorado State. And the football team took a big win this weekend by defeating the number 2 Northwest Missouri. Offensively, the Broncos did what they could, but defensively, we were unstoppable. Overall, Central forced 5 turnovers and held the Bearcats to 291 total offensive yards, which is a season low for the Broncos. Freshman linebacker Blake Barron led the team with 9 tackles on Saturday. UCO is now 2-2 for their season and are on the road to Jefferson City to play Lincoln on Saturday. Now it's time to talk about the NFL. This Sunday had several games that ended in some late wins. The Colts beat the Chiefs 20-17 in the last 30 seconds of the game. Quarterback Matt Ryan threw the game-winning touchdown and ended up catching the first win for the Colts this season. The Chicago Bears beat the Houston Texans with a final second field goal, while the Vikings scored late to pull out a win against the Lions. Former OU quarterback Jalen Hurts led the Eagles to a win this weekend over the Washington Commanders. The Eagles took down the Commanders 24-8. Hurts had a total of 328 passing yards with 72 rushing yards. He had no interceptions thrown with 3 touchdowns total. For this season, Hurts is totaling 916 passing yards and 167 rushing yards. He is the first player with at least 900 passing and 100 rushing yards through 3 games since 1950. Week 3 continues tonight with the Cowboys playing the Giants. The Cowboys are 1-1 and the Giants are 2-0 for this season. Kickoff is at 7:15 on ESPN, so make sure to turn that on and check out the Cowboys game. That's all I have for the sports today. Make sure to keep up with Bronco Athletics on broncosports.com. Enjoy the rest of your beautiful day, and remember, roll Chos. We'll see y'all after this short break.
Back and change it all. I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
In the land of wonder and awe, you won't believe you see what you saw. Where there's something to do for young and for old, where stories are written and then they're retold. Visit travelok.com today. Come see for yourself and come out to play.
Okay, so I know it's only week 3 of NFL, but I'm already thinking Super Bowl. Who do you got?
I'm always Broncos. It's my family's team. Like, we always,
I feel that. I want to say Dallas because they're my boys, but I'm not going to because I don't want to be sad. But
Okay, I got you. I'm saying the Cowboys. I'm going Cowboys all the way. I have family in Texas. I've always believed in them, and I'm hoping Dak Prescott can get out there.
So Dak just got his stitches out today, which was a really quick recovery.
Yeah, because that just happened
injury.
like a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah. His injury was just
week one. Week one, he broke his thumb, had surgery.
Stitches are already coming out.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm excited to see him back. I'm hoping he's been throwing on the sidelines, though, so he doesn't go in there kind of cold turkey.
Do they have like an estimate for when he's going to be back?
I have no idea, actually. They said he might be back by 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, we'll see. Couple weeks. But in other NFL news, the new sponsor of the Super Bowl halftime show is stepping up in a big way. They announced Rihanna is the 2023 headliner. Rihanna confirmed her participation with a tweet of a picture showing her hand holding an NFL football. The announcement came from Apple Music, which took over the sponsorship from Pepsi.
The soft drink giant had been the NFL's previous partner for a decade. Rapper Jay-Z of Rock Nation will serve as executive producer for the show. The music and fashion icon will perform at Super Bowl 57 this February.
I am very excited for that.
Oh my gosh, me too.
I'm really excited. That means new music, but also
colder temperatures.
February Super Bowl time, winter, cold, and it felt like pretty fall this morning.
It was very nice this morning. Yeah.
I'm wearing a sweater, Amber, so can I wear one tomorrow? Please say yes.
Fingers crossed.
I mean, you could, but I cannot promise that you may be possibly hot. So I'm just saying that, like, you could, but I probably would not advise it. But I will talk about these temperatures that we did have today because those temperatures were absolutely wonderful. 83 in Oklahoma City right now, and then 85 up in Tulsa. So my Tulsa folks, I hope y'all had a great day. Y'all had a pretty good temperature right going there. 79 up in Miami, and then 90 up in Idaho, which is a pretty big difference right there, as you can see. So there is a pretty good difference throughout the state of what we've been seeing in temperatures throughout today. Now, tomorrow, I don't think I can promise wearing a sweater is a good idea. It is going to be in the 90s, higher 80s, and it is not going to feel the best like it did today, sadly, but those temperatures are not going to stick around forever. 89 up in Oklahoma City, Woodward 90 in Guyman, 89 up there. Now looking at our weekly forecast, 83 up in 83 currently, and bunch of lower 80s throughout this week. So I'm pretty excited for the weather that we will be seeing because those fall temperatures are coming in, which is going to be very exciting. So the lowest number we have right now is on Thursday, so 82. It is going to be looking great. In the evenings we see right now, 55, 61, throughout 57s as well. We'll be seeing a lot of great temperatures tonight. I'm pretty excited for what we will be seeing for the next upcoming fall temperatures too, because we are slowly and surely getting to these numbers, and it is going to be quite wonderful. Back to you.
Amber, that looks phenomenal. I mean,
oh my gosh, those lower 80s, like no 90s. There were no 90s on that.
Right,
screen.
no 90s. I love not seeing a 9 in front of the number. Thursday, I might have to just spend all day outside with that 82. But this morning, I mean, it was cold. I walked outside. I took my kid to the bus stop, and I was like, I need a jacket. I was not prepared for this.
I had a cardigan. I got a hot coffee instead of an iced coffee. Like, it was lovely.
It's about that time. Pumpkin spice. We're not doing ice. We're doing hot now. Well, that is all the time we have on this edition of UCentral News. We will catch you Broncos tomorrow. I'm Jessica Higgs.
And I'm Jocelyn Schifferdecker. Have a great night.